charger. I just realized she's sitting on a dog. Dog. There we go. Lovely. So complaints. Number 1. Who takes a truly me doll and puts a girl of the year name on it? Okay. So now I'm going to give you the backstory. Just forget everything I said about how I hate Gabriela. Since Girl of the Year started, people have been asking and demanding for an African American Girl of the Year to show Black culture representation. However, American Girl has not done this. And they've just pointed out, oh, we have Addie. Oh, we have Melody. Oh, we have many truly me's who are African American. But you have had white dolls as Girl of the Year so we can count back. So we've had Leah, Grace, Isabel, Sage, McKenna. I feel like there's something in between. So, and then we have Kanani, who's obviously, I forget what she is. I think she's I'm pretty sure she's, I know she's Hawaiian, but I don't know if, that's what she is. Okay, whatever. So going back, we had a lot of white Girl of the Year. So when you hear Gabriela is going to be African American, automatically everybody freaks out. But then I saw her picture and I was kind of like, she doesn't look like Girl of the Year. And then I realized that she was Peyton. And I was like, that just seems kind of stupid that they wouldn't put the same amount of time into a Black Girl of the Year that they would into a white. Because if you look at Leah, what? If you look the Girl of the Years keep getting better. Isabel, it started with Sage. Sage, her hair was a unique color. Her eyes were unique. Her freckles were amazing. She was just like, what? And they kind of just stepped back. Isabel was pretty normal, except she had pink highlights. It was like, what? And then we had Grace, and Grace had freckles, unique freckles. Grace had unique eyebrows. Grace had side bangs. She was the first one with side bangs, and then Mary Ellen came along. Actually, no, Lindsay had side bangs, but Grace had side bangs, and everybody's just like, she had highlights. She had layered hair. She was amazing. Leah comes along. Leah has this nice tan skin. At first, I thought she was half African American, which I said before, but she wasn't. And when I saw her color, I was like, cover of the movies, she's really pale in that. But whatever. Besides, I'm not talking about the movies. I'm talking about the doll itself. Leah was like, I obviously do not like their stories. I do not like how the movies play out that much, for Girls of the Year. But I'm just talking about the dolls themselves and kind of what they represent, their talents and stuff. So Leah comes along. She's never Grace went to Paris, but she's going to Brazil, which are two new things going outside the country. And also she's just really cool. She takes photos, she does stuff. I'm pretty sure there's been some Girl of the Year way in the past who took pictures. I'm pretty sure Kaylee, she did the skimboarding, I think it's paddleboarding thing that Leah does, but that was a long time ago, so I don't have a problem with that. And her hair is gorgeous, her eyes are really pretty. Overall, Leah just looks like a really pleased doll. And you see Gabriela, so basically looks like they took a step down. And not only that, but her talent is literally dancing. Now, we've had Marisol, we've had Isabel, and you would just say, oh, it's just another dancing doll. That's fine. We've had some other stuff. She does poetry on the side. That's new. But we've had dancing, guys, 2 times, not 1. And Isabel was only 3 years ago. Marisol came way before Isabel. Marisol was the third or second Girl of the Year ever, and Isabel was way after her. But then we have Gabriela, so it looks like they were just kind of scrapping for what dance stuff they already had. I mean, I like the poetry. I like the idea that she may have a stutter, but the dance? What? And then, this is where it gets really crazy. You see the pictures of Tenny, a new contemporary character. She looks like I would want her to be the next Girl of the Year. I know, the photos on HFA News, you're that just looks like a bad paint job. But listen, that's a leaked photo. It's not going to be perfect. She looks like she has Caroline's hair, but more wavy. I was like, eyes looked, but it looked like she like had like some sort of like her lips, maybe her eyes. I'm not sure. It looked like she had some sort of makeup on. Her freckles. I was just like, this doll. I want this to be the girl of the year. She looks amazing. She looks special. She looks like something that should be around for 1 year and should be praised and should get all the attention for 1 year. Not Gabriela, who is an old Truly Me doll. And I'm just like, what? And then I heard somewhere that it's possible that Tenny was meant to be the girl of the year. And that makes sense. She had a new talent. Something it may have happened before, like the singing talent, but I don't remember it. I remember the dancing with Isabel, but I don't remember any singing. She looks like Taylor Swift. I love Taylor Swift. Like that picture of her being compared to Taylor Swift, I died like when I saw that. And like, I just had this like crazy thought. What if her code name is Tennyson, but really she's actually literally going to be a Taylor Swift doll? What if that happened? That would be amazing. And I'm like, it makes way more sense as a girl of the year. So it looks like what happened was they had her to be the girl of the year, and then once they realized the fans are going to kill us if we have another white girl of the year, so they're like, oh, and maybe they were planning for Gabriela to be a contemporary doll, because it makes total sense to turn a Truly Me doll into a doll with like a little bit of a story and a few extra accessories. That makes sense. It doesn't make sense to take something that's praised and honored for a year and that will be remembered in basically the Girl of the Year Hall of Fame, like to just use a Truly Me doll. That doesn't make any sense. It makes sense for a contemporary doll, like for me, but it doesn't make sense for like Girl of the Year, because the Girl of the Year is really special to me. So I was just like, but then I was like, I get that they had to make an African American Girl of the Year doll on short notice. They probably just had Tenny and Gabriela switch places. But then I was like, wait a second. Couldn't they have just turned, instead of like do this whole weird flip-flop thing, why couldn't they have just made Tenny African American? And I was just like, they could have totally done that. And you could have said, well, something that like the freckles, if they were darker skin, they may not have shown. You couldn't really do that blonde hair, but I'm just like, make it darker. It still would have looked nice, and I'm like, it's almost like the only thing we can do fun things on white dolls. There was like, I just like had this like moment. I'm like, you could do great stuff on African American dolls. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Where is she? Here's Addie. I braided her hair. And I'm just like, you've never had a doll with braided hair. I mean, like, sure, I braided Addie's hair myself, but what if a doll came out with braided hair? That would be amazing. I would die. That is something that I would love on an African American Girl of the Year. Braided hair. And also, if you like, look at Gabriela's hair. It's so curly and it's already kind of messy because I've been shaking her around. But if you give a Girl of the Year who has really curly hair to little girls, this is going to be matted in 5 minutes. So it makes sense to do braids, because then it basically prevents little girls from messing up their hair. I'm sure there's going to be that one little girl who's going to try to take the braids out. I would probably take the braids out, honestly, so I could just style her hair. But if the mom says no, don't take the braids out, and the little kid listens, they're probably going to be like, yes. And now mom could say, please try to not mess up the curls, but a little kid can't help. They may be playing with it. They don't have time to go around and brush each little individual curl like I do. They don't know how to care for the curls, so they just automatically end up messed up. It's not that hard to care for something that's in braids. So that's basically my complaint, because my feet, like, and you could have said maybe they did. Maybe Tenny was supposed to be. Maybe they just switched the dolls and not the stories. But it seems awfully, it makes a lot of more sense to do a country singer for Girl of the Year, because that's something we never had, or at least that I can remember. And dancer we've had, so that makes something to do for a contemporary doll, because American Girl always has a lot of dance stuff, And it makes sense to make a contemporary doll just to go along with that dance stuff, so little girls are more encouraged to buy it. So I'm just really upset that I have this doll because I love her. I don't want to sell her or anything, but I just don't like what Gabriela basically says about American Girl, that they don't care about African American Girl of the Years. And you could say, this may not happen easily, but I've seen some of the videos they're supposed to like do the build up, and it's saying like it's like they said it's starting from G, and that's the doll's name. So Gabriela is most definitely going to be the girl of the year. And just sad that American Girl had these leaks because I'm just gonna say they had leaks, which means that they like weren't guarding Gabriela as well as they do the other girl of the years. Because if anybody there was like literally one photo of Leah leak. That was from her mini doll. People were like freaking out, but nobody knew if that was the girl of the year. Gabriela, everybody knows it's gonna be the girl of the year. And it's almost like they're like, wait guys, don't freak out. We're going to have a black doll for Girl of the Year. Here, you have this. Don't start spreading rumors about any more white doll Girl of the Years. No, we got a black. And then the thing that she may be the last Girl of the Year. What? You can't just have one African American Girl of the Year and be like, well, before we end this, we better have one African American Girl of the Year. Now we're done. How can you end something like that? Girl of the Year is a great tradition, and it should be totally honored. And you should not end on a sad note. Well, because girls who are little are going to, grow up and be like, oh, yeah, I never liked the Girl of the Year when I was little, because they just remember Gabriela as that one girl who sucked and, totally ruined the idea of having an African-American Girl of the Year. I just feel like I'm going to get backlash for this and feel like I'm going to freak out. But I have this doll. I know what she's like. She's a gorgeous doll. Don't get me wrong. Oh no, I feel like I'm kind of being impatient. But she's a gorgeous doll. But it's not just about the doll, how the doll looks. It's about her story. It's about the fact that they just took a truly me doll. I mean, she's obviously a very pretty truly me doll. But you can't just take a truly me doll and turn it into a Girl of the Year. That's like taking... Let's say there was a restaurant who's selling enchiladas. And let's say each year or each month for that month they have a special item that's only out for that month. And they're just like, oh, we'll make an enchilada special for this month. But we've already had it. And then afterwards you just can discontinue it. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me why she would even be an option. I'm really upset because, even Isabel, she does look like some of the Trillanos, but there is nothing exactly like her that we've ever seen before. This is the first Girl of the Year that, basically in one sentence, summarizing what I said, this is the first Girl of the Year that was a truly me doll. And this is also the first Girl of the Year that is African American. And I just want anyone who is thinking about getting Gabriela to think about that before they buy her, because really, that's not something I